Hiya, are you alright? I'm in Newport in Wales and I'm not metal detecting because I can't be bothered. I simply can't be bothered today. I'm really tired. So I've come out. If you're watching this, you've still got some kind of video, but I'm just taking it easy today. I've not been sleeping fantastically. I were up till like 3 o'clock in the morning the other day, planning my next day, and then I got up at 6. This morning I got up at 6, and I'm just too tired, and I've come here. I was going to metal detect. I've come here and it just looks so dull. Have a quick look around here. Newport. Now the actual village of Newport looks okay, I suppose, if you're into that kind of thing. But the actual beach, it's not my kind of beach at all. It's not looking like fun. So I've pulled up in the car, I've just had a little sit down and wait. And then just said to myself, you know what? I'm just going to have a day off. I'm not doing it today. So we'll just see what happens. So on yesterday's video, I was asking you to vote for the sexiest limpet. And I was very surprised to see that 56% of you actually picked Limpet A, as if you could actually tell which was the sexiest limpet. Over half of you thought that the first one was sexier than the other three. I really think some of you need to go see a doctor or something if you find any kind of a limpet sexy. I'm not trying to take the mickey out of you, I just think it's quite funny. I do like them polls. I just need to come up with something proper to talk to Paul about, you know, but we'll get there. Rocks and limpets is a start, I suppose. I'm just doing a bit of exploring at the moment, just walking along the beach and having a look around. Not seen anything too exciting yet. That's quite cool. The slate formation, see how it's all layered? It's pretty nice. But at the end of the day, it's just a big rock. Check out all these sexy limpets. Come on, be honest, how many of you are getting a bit turned on right now? One thing I really do like to do is, when the tide goes out like here, all this was underwater about 20 minutes ago, I like to be the first one to a certain part of a beach, you know, in the morning or whenever, when the tide's starting to go out. Because you never know what you're going to find. I'd love to see, I don't know, just something special, something which I can ring the newspapers up and get a photographer down here and say, look what I found. Like a really rare species of something. I never find anything. You see, it does pay to go exploring. There's a big cave here. Wasn't expecting to find that. Let's go take a look. Well, it doesn't appear to go very far in. I can guarantee, back in the day, Neolithic times and stuff, you will have got people sheltered in here, I'm sure. I've just found another blue lagoon, which is like a very small one, but it just goes to show you how it gets that coloured water. It's just when it's a slate bottom, it goes this lovely, lovely green, which you can't really see in this light because of the sunlight, but trust me, it's the same colour as the other blue lagoon. Some stunning cliffs here, I'll give it that. Something about slate, it looks alien, it's lovely. On the Blue Lagoon video, a few people did mention that I did get photobombed by a sheep. Didn't Slate have a #1 hit at Christmas, where, you know, that one where they go, "It's Christmas"? So I thought I had to throw that in because it did look quite funny. It was a proper photo bomb, wasn't it? Time to get off this beach. It's rubbish. It's really quite a dull place, but I think it's about a mile away in Newport village itself, just on the outskirts. There's one of these ancient monuments, so I think I'm going to go up there and take a look, see if we can find it. So this one is called Carreg Cotan Arthur. They're also known as a kite, as you know from when I've been to them before. There's quite a lot of them around Britain now, I've noticed, and they all look pretty much the same. Now, it's a burial chamber from 5,000–6,000 years ago, this particular one. And legend has it that some guy called Arthur actually placed the big stone on top with one hand. Not believing it, but they excavated this and they did find remains of a body, a cremated body in there, along with some pottery and some urns. So yeah, just another one for you. They don't get any more interesting really, do they? The only thing which is really interesting about this one, you see that? You've got a big gap. The big stone on top isn't even touching this. That is useless. You could take that out, you know, find a much better use for that, because it's a nice shaped stone. It's doing absolutely no good there whatsoever. In fact, the more I examine this isn't touching it either. Big gap there, so that's useless. Get them out, you know, put them to use. So them two, it's not even touching. This huge thing is just balanced on the tip of this one and on that one there. You'd think that would be dangerous, wouldn't you? But it isn't moving anywhere. In fact, yeah, that's pretty cool. Just the fact it's balanced on two of them, not four. But originally it would have been covered in earth. That's how they did the burials. You know, when you see these big burial mounds, they're basically probably got these inside them mounds, which haven't been excavated. Anyway, been there, done that, let's move on. And here you have another one called Pentre Ifan Burial Chamber. It's only about 3 miles away from the other one. Again, very precariously balanced. Not even touching the one in the middle. Really quite impressive. I would love to know how they got these stones up there. Mind you, as I say, there were a mound of earth over them, so they probably had the earth in here and then they just put it on top. They won't have had to lift it up there. So I'm just reading about it here. It says it's probably 3,500 years BC. But here's a picture of how it probably looked. So you see the mound, and what they actually did is dig into the side of the earth, not erect it and then cover it in earth. They actually buried into the side of a small hill, which is now long gone. But the top stone, the capstone, nearly 17 feet long and probably weighing over 16 tons. That one's said to be the most important Neolithic site in Wales. And people used to visit there as early as the 18th century on horses to take a look at it. It's been very widely viewed all them years. But that's enough of burial chambers and tombs and stuff, and ancient monuments. Two's enough for one day, and they both looked the same. I'm at a loose end now. I don't know what to do for the rest of the day. I'm too tired. There's no point in me going back to the hostel, because there's nothing to do there really. I don't know. There's nothing in the village, Broadhaven. There's nothing there for me to do either. There's one like cafe stroke bar, but it's not very cosy. You know, it's more like a cafe with wooden seats and stuff. It's not very cosy, and there's nothing else in that village apart from a little shop which sells bread. I think they sell carrots as well. It might sell carrots and bread, but apart from that they don't sell anything. There's a youth hostel and about 4 houses and a beach. So there's no point in going back there. But the whole of Pembrokeshire is very, very quiet. There's not much to do around here apart from sightsee. And I can't be bothered today. Look, just don't ask, alright? Just don't ask. I don't know how I've ended up here. Just do not ask. Things aren't going right. I'm completely lost now. I'm looking for a well. A very important well. And I really want to find this well, but I can't find the well. Or a road. Shop. House. Anything. I can't find anything. Oh, I don't even know where my car is. It was that way. I'll just try another half mile and that's it. I can't be doing this. But I really want to find this well because I've got a really interesting story to tell you about skulls and stuff. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to forget about the well. Just say this is it, yeah? We're very close to it, but I can't find it. Because it's not actually a well. It's just a series of little ponds, but it's known as the well. Let me tell you an amazing story about the well here. So once upon a time there was a saint called Saint Teilo. Once upon a time there was a saint called Saint Teilo, T-E-I-L-O, Teilo, Saint Teilo, and he was buried at a church. Now the church is long gone. There's not even any ruins there, but next to where the church was is still a little bit of a pool. It's just a few little pools of water, which is known as the Holy Well. There's a lot of churches and things like that named after this saint. He's quite a well-known saint. But anyway, there's a legend saying if you drink out of this saint's skull, the holy water from the Holy Well, it cures lots of different illnesses. Now, one of the things it cures, apparently, is people with chest conditions. So I can imagine, you know, ladies with small boobs, and they wanted to make them bigger, come in and drink in this water to make them bigger. Things like that. So it helped with all kinds of illnesses as well. One story says that a coach, I'm talking a horse-drawn coach now, horse-drawn coach full of invalids years and years and years ago, came to the well, tasted the well, nothing happened. They went home and they were still ill. And somebody told them when they got home, they says, well, did you drink it out of the saint's skull? I says, well, well, no. He says, well, you better get back then and drink out of his skull, the holy water. So they all went back, did it again, and they were all cured. Fantastic. Now you're probably thinking this is something which might have happened in the medieval times. Do you know when they stopped doing this? And this is true. The 1940s. They were still literally drinking out of a skull the water from this place because pilgrims and people were coming from all over the country, all over the world, because they believed this place would cure them. So people were actually drinking out of this skull. So where did the skull come from? Well, back in the 1400s, at Llandaff Cathedral, it was stormed. Now, a local man restored all the cathedral, and like the head of the cathedral, as a gift, gave this skull to the local man, who then turned it into a big cup. True story. So ever since then, this cup has still been around, and it's still around. And until the 1940s, people were still drinking out of it, thinking it could heal them if they came to this spot. In the early 70s, the skull cup went missing. And I don't know where it went. There's a story saying it got bought by somebody in Australia or something. But in 1993, it got returned to its rightful place, the cathedral where it was given as a gift from in the very first place. An amazing story, and people really believe that this cured them. And there's a lot of stories of people who say they have been cured by it. I think that's a really fascinating story, that it went missing and then it came back again. And people drink out of a skull of a saint. I'd love to try it myself. I've nothing really to cure about myself. No. Mucky nails. Maybe I could cure mucky nails, because I do get mucky nails. They're alright today, but I do sometimes get mucky nails. So if I could get my hands on the cup, which is in Cardiff Cathedral or whatever cathedral today, and I wish I'd have seen it when I went past, if I could get my hands on it, I'd bring it here to this holy well, fill it up and have a drink and hope that it cured my dirty fingers. Fantastic. This is reminding me of my Camping in Scotland series so much. It didn't really turn into much of a day off after all. Still got my editing to do if I'm going to get this up tonight. But I've got out, you know, had a look around, but I am tired today. I'm just really weary. So I'm going to try and get this editing out of the way by 7ish. Get it all uploaded out of the way and then get an early night ready for tomorrow. Can't remember where we're going tomorrow, but I believe we're very close to Cardigan Bay, which is quite an interesting little spot. It's meant to be very beautiful. So looking forward to that.
New day, new meal. Corned beef hash like a boss. 2 onions, cut them. Fry them. Add corned beef. It comes out of the can looking like that. Just pick that bit up and throw it away. It's not a problem, it's not a problem. We've still got that. That's the main bit. Oh man, how did that happen? 2 beef stock cubes. There you go. Pick them up, throw them in a pot, add some boiling water and let them dissolve. And make sure that your thing hasn't got a leak. Oh, what's going on? Onions are soft, throw in the corned beef. Oh man, it's going everywhere. It's okay, I'm a professional. Everything's going to plan. Throw in there the beef cubes. And now you just mince the corned beef and it becomes like a big paste of corned beef and onion. This is where it starts to develop into a meal. Then add some potatoes. It's best if you cook them from raw potatoes, but these are alright. They're in a can. What you want to do is just cut them up a bit, ideally into like strips. And don't worry about me using the same board as I used for the meat. The meat was already cooked anyway, the corned beef. Everything's already cooked. These potatoes are already cooked. They just need warming up. Oh, they're going everywhere, man. Mix the potatoes in. So that is what is known as corned beef hash. Corned beef hash. And I am not making this up. Every family in England in the 70s and 80s had this once a week. We all ate this. Everybody had corned beef hash once a week. Now it's time to show you how I've perfected it. So you've got your basic corned beef hash. Let's throw in some mixed vegetables. A can of cream of tomato soup. A bit of salt, a bit of pepper, and a bit of brown sauce. You don't need this because you can put it on afterwards, and it's not available in a lot of countries, but we love it in England. Now give that a really good mix up. Leave that to gel together for about 20 to 30 minutes and it's ready to serve. You don't have anything with it, just that in a bowl with bread. My meal's ready. So it's a bit like a stew. A bit sloppy, but that's because I've put tomato soup inside and the beef stock. But that's okay, that's why we're having it with bread. So here it is, corned beef hash. Now, it doesn't look, I can understand it doesn't look fantastic. It never has, it's never been a good looking meal, but it's one of the tastiest meals you could ever have. There you go. Corned beef hash. Now this is going to be too hot to eat at the moment, but I'll give it a go. Spot on, spot on. and I've got enough to eat for 3 days now. Perfect. Try it. Corned beef hash. I'm telling you, it's the past and it's the future. That is amazing.
Donations in the last 24 hours. Well, it's about 12 hours really. We've got Pauline, it doesn't say how much. Hector, $20. Jackson and Bree, $20. Graham Boncher, £10. Danielle, $10. And Conrad, £5. So that's about £45 for the day. Thank you guys very, very much. But it's not enough. We need to be making £110 a day, guys. So, please get your donations coming in. You're not listening to me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use one of your viewers' videos right now and let them tell you to donate. Today I'm going to use a very special one I was sent. It's an animation. Watch this.
Hey there. Name's Pid. Stuart Pid. My friends just calls me Stu. Me and Dan just want to say thank you all for your donations. Please keep 'em coming in. You can donate to Raise the Sunshine by clicking on the links in the description, going to diggingthecoast.com, then click donate. Come on, let's make some wishes come true for seriously ill and terminally ill children. Thank you very much for your generosity. That deep digger Dan's one cool cat. He's digging the coast, you dig?
So big thanks for that. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. I don't know how you do that, but I'd love it if you could do like a Deep Digger Dan version and I do a voiceover. I don't know if that's possible, but hey, thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow on Digging the Coast 365.